I get irradiated?
Welcome back. Yes,
save?
everybody did get radiation from being so close to the core of Coriolis. And that's where we start. We're still in the Pariah base, still in the Pariah base. We've just killed everyone, ejected somebody out into space. There are some folks in cages around the edge of the room, all looking a little worse for wear, because remember, we've evacuated the air in this room at least once, or was it twice?
I did want to just do this with the doors.
I think it was just the once.
I think we just did it the once, didn't we?
I had to go and fight and do boring stuff instead of throwing people into space.
Yeah. So we catapulted a couple of folks into space, killed the rest, and then there's a couple of people who've been kidnapped and are in cages. A couple of these drop pods.
Shh, no one knows about Exego. Shh.
I should mention the date today. It is the 4th of May, which means I get to say happy anniversary to Graham. That's
me.
That's the most important thing about today, isn't it? It's our wedding anniversary. Happy anniversary, Graham. I love you.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah. And then we won't mention anything else. We just keep cruising past the thing. But yeah, so we're stood in this Order of the Pariah base. And there's some folks in cages. There's a control panel that was counting down something.
I stopped it firing the ships.
Yeah, it was counting down something. And we're just sort of like catching our breath. I think Carvus is on like 1 HP.
I have 1 HP. My teeth are screwed. I'm suffering radiation. I've just been panel beaten by some guys.
I also have 1 HP and several stab wounds and blunt force trauma from rocket packing into stuff.
Yes.
I would introduce you to the concept of cover. You stand behind something and shoot at people. It's good.
You stand behind me.
So with all this in mind, a Bathos who also looks a little bit, well, like Bathos.
Can't tell any difference.
Can't tell any difference with Bathos, no. He looks around. The people in the cage are like, have you come to free us? Have you come to set us free? What is going on?
We'll say yes, but let us fix these things first.
We haven't come to free them. They just happen to be here.
Oh, well, I thought it was nice to at least tell them that anyway.
I mean...
What did we come down here for? It was to find these guys.
To find the Emissary.
We're looking for Noah and the Emissary, aren't we?
Yep, Noah and the Emissary.
Can I ask the people in the cages, giving them, like, I'm sure we've got a picture on a data pad somewhere of Noah, have you seen this girl? Like, where is she?
Let me see.
I'll free you if you give me information.
I'll give them some of the baklava from our pockets.
I'll airlock them if they don't have anything.
No, we're not going to airlock people who are captured by the Pariahs.
Yeah, we are. If they're not very useful to us, that's what we
no.
threaten them with. Give me the information I need or you're half out.
You hit your head, Zellion.
I've had several blows to the head.
Don't let me do another.
Yeah, Ashdale is correct. I have not seen her count as information.
Yeah. So they all like there's 5 people. Ooh, hello, welcome Raiders. We're playing Coriolis. Mercy.
Hello.
Emissary Lost.
Hey everyone.
Part 1. Section 1, In the Wake of the Martyr, chapter. It's a very long title. Very
We're
long
just being
title.
silly in space.
We are being.
That's what this should be called, silly in
silly
space.
In space. Yeah. So there are 5 people in these cages, and all of them are like, no, we've not seen them. So sorry. Please set us free. Don't leave us here. We're gonna die from radiation and there's monsters down here.
Can I find a tannoy button? Is there a tannoy?
No.
I just wanted to press it for no reason. Just talk really loudly to them. So I at least will tell them that we're just gonna make sure anybody in these drop pods gets out, and then we're all leaving.
Okay. Sure.
Because at the very least, we can take these guys to the judge, and she can go and shoot all the priors for us.
Yeah.
So the drop pods, you see that there are 3 left. One of them has been evacuated out into space, down into Kua. 2 of them have got black X's on them, like painted with some, something.
Okay.
And one of them's got a white X on them.
I'll ask the guys in the cages, do they know what the white and black X's mean?
No, different folks were
We,
put into the... And he gestures towards stasis coffins.
Carvis, you beat a man severely, but I believe he's still living, correct? One of the pariah. We kept one of them.
I've not had time to check. I beat him pretty hard with a sword. I'm not sure if he's
I
alive.
think the 2 I was
Shot
fighting...
them.
The 2 I was fighting are definitely dead because I ripped one's arm off.
Yes,
but,
he's
but,
bleeding out now. Yeah.
but I think one of them that you was broken, got back up, and then you just bonked him and he fell down again. I remember shouting into the chaos, keep one alive. I don't know if we did.
Well, I hit him as non-lethally as you could hit a man with a sword.
Are any of them alive or are they all dead?
Isn't yours a sword that's on fire?
It kind of, it's a hot sword, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a Mercurium sword, so
Yeah,
it
it's-
sort of disappears and
Yes,
reappears almost.
The lightsaber.
Almost. I
kind
to
of,
say
but
it.
it's liquid molten metal, I think, liquid metal.
Yeah,
Regardless,
I'm
regardless
sure
of what you hit him
non-lethally
with,
hit somebody with a
is he
lava.
alive? Can I, with
Go
my...
and look.
All right. So
I like that. What are you asking me for? You go and do it. Nearly dead and I've got no teeth. Fuck you.
I'm nearly dead too, but I'll go and look. I just don't have any
Yours was
skill.
voluntary.
All right.
you did this to yourself, Zillion.
With my metacurgy skill of 0, can I go check if he's alive?
You go over there.
I just kick him with my foot.
You
Does
kick
he
him.
groan?
He doesn't groan. No, he's either unconscious or dead. He will either need some metacurgy or a priest.
Slap him about a bit. A young priest and an old priest.
Yeah.
I will walk over to where Zelline is terribly attempting to work out if this guy's alive or not, and I'll do some medicurgy on him.
Sure.
I can assist you with that. I actually have one in Medicurgy. Oh, thank you.
Oh, well, Builders gave you an anniversary 6.
Hey,
Thank you, World Builder.
that means you technically give Millie one too.
Oh well.
Bush. No, we won't share it. I was going to say we share it, but no, we won't.
So it's that plus medkit. If this guy's alive, I get a +2, and he's critical, I get 2 extra dice. But we'll see if that's the case.
I like that. The more messed up you are, the better the medkit works.
Well, yeah, I can treat critical injuries better. If they're critically injured, I can treat them better.
Well, you did do some crits on him.
Alright.
Oh, no, this is the dude you didn't crit. Because
Yeah,
you
it's the
didn't
dude
want
who
him
didn't
to
crit.
die because
Yeah.
you didn't want
Yeah.
to explode his face.
One success.
Yeah.
Right. So it looks like you remove, because he's got an exosuit on, yeah?
Mhm.
So you start removing his exosuit, you start heading, finding his insides rather than just sort of seeing if he coughs and splutters like Zellion's application of force to the problem. And he is in there. As you lift off the helmet, you can hear him, and he's like muttering and reciting litanies or something. He's muttering to himself.
Yeah, is he like pull up his eyelids? Is it like he's like semi-unconscious and just muttering to himself?
When you sort of pull open his eyelids, you
Yeah.
see his eyes suddenly focus on you, and he looks a bit panicked. And then
He's alive, Zelline.
he looks at you. And
Yay!
he's muttering in like a local language, like maybe something from his home planet, his home,
Oh,
or space Latin.
Space Latin.
Yeah.
space Latin.
Oh, yeah. Space Catholic.
I have culture. I might be able to work that out.
Yeah, sure, make a culture roll.
There's no way. I mean, just because he's talking in a different language, he must speak whatever the version of common is
Yeah,
to just get
they've-
around.
They've been
Zenny. That's what common is.
A
Zenny.
success.
they've
Ooh.
been parading around the station for long enough. They know Zenny.
Well,
Yeah.
how would they talk to the people they're kidnapping?
Yeah. He is.
We're way more inventive than that, Evil Gilmore.
He is talking in Zolossian.
Yeah, we know they're from Zelos, so...
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I-
talking in
I-
his...
Speaking.
I speak Zolotian.
Do you?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? How many culture points have you got? What's your culture score?
Fat 0, I think.
0.
Alright.
An empathy of 2.
Alright, no, alright, so culture-wise, like, if you've got, so you can speak Zeni and, like, whatever the Algol sort of thing is, so those would be your languages. If you had one in culture, I'd say you could pick up Zolusian or have learnt it or something.
Hey, Carvis, you've learnt it, right?
I have no idea if I've learned the Zolosian or not. I've learned many languages over the years. I can't remember which ones I'm preaching to. I have to preach in several different languages. I just read scripts.
I will tell him that I'm going to put him in one of those pods and send him to Cure. Should I put him a black X or a white X one?
He's obviously reciting litanies, like almost as if he's been told, some of these folks with the mystic disease read your mind.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's doing
he's
that.
saying like 10 Hail Marys kind of thing.
Yeah, he's
Right.
obviously reciting something, and he looks a bit panicked at you all. And then I think I will do this.
Oh, we could just put you in a cage and leave you here. Would you like that?
He goes a bit like you see him like crunch his face,
the big poo.
and he goes a bit frothy at the mouth, and he looks at you.
You suck.
Carvis, and he says, "There will come a time when mankind turns to darkness once more, and the unworthy speak without tongues."
Well, to Stardust you return, and may the icons cleanse your soul.
I'm going to kick him really hard in the balls. Just out of frustration.
Stop desecrating corpses, Dalian. Jesus.
He's not dead yet, he's
Well.
dying. Difference.
Judge. I don't know what the equivalent of Jesus is in this one. Gambler.
I don't think there is, but these
Icons.
guys, these are the order of the prior, so the judge would be appropriate for them.
Fine. Can I either lever the cockpits off, press the open button, or just otherwise open cockpits?
What for the drop pods?
ships? Yeah, unless there's some kind of log that'll tell me who's in there or something.
It doesn't seem to have like a manifest on them, no.
Okay. Should we... Let's open one of them then.
Alright, so we open up one of them. It looks like it's got 4 stasis coffins in it. They all seem to have somebody in the stasis
Oh,
coffins.
they're bigger than I thought then.
Yeah, so they're like I can't remember if I've still got them.
Stasis coffins.
Yeah.
Alright, well let's take them out. Does anyone have any explosives?
No.
No.
Because
We're on the station.
I would quite like to put them in the dropship.
No, we've discussed using explosives on Coriolis again before.
I know, yeah, I don't want to use them on Coriolis. I want to put them in the dropship and then just let it go wherever it's going.
How do the drop ships fly? Are they like...
They're on an
jet fuel?
autopilot. It doesn't look like there's anybody in the.
Like engine-wise, could we like transfer some dropship fuel from one, fill it all in the other one, and then just put a really long
Like
piece of
try and set the engine to overload or something.
fuse on it and just like
Makeshift bomb.
Yeah, I've got some points in. No, I don't.
I've got two. I've got 2 in tech, so which to be fair gives me 6 dice. So, all right, fine. I'm just gonna. I guess I'll take the stasis pods out of all of them. Does that mean there's 12 stasis pods?
Yeah, 4, 8. Yeah, there's 12 people in stasis,
Can
and
you
then 5 people awake in cages,
Yeah,
and then 4 dead bodies over in the cages as well.
that's a shame.
can you release the people, please?
From the
I can take
cages
a
or
look
the stasis?
From the cages.
Oh, are they actually technologically locked?
No, they're just the cages.
Oh.
The
Yeah.
cages are just.
I'll break all the.
They
cages
look
open.
like something you would keep a big animal in, like
No.
like they've got a big hunting dog
cages.
or something.
Yeah,
so,
I'll break the cages open and let the people out. It's fine.
yeah. I'll just say to them, just stay here for now, and we'll take you out with us. It's dangerous outside.
They look nervous and
Let me look
scared.
at. I'm
We
going to look
have-
over them. Whoever's been there the longest, I'll look over them.
We
Bear
have
with.
a communicator that gets us in contact with.
The judge.
Oh no,
Akuba?
not the judge. Akuba, hot
Akuba.
judge assistant, don't we?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We also
Combat
have the
judge?
judge.
Yeah, I want
And
to
the
go.
judge.
I want to talk to her as well.
All right. So you send a message. Call me to Akuba.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. While Zellian is like, hey, how you doing?
You should get someone else to call. She isn't going to answer, is she?
No, I will. I'm going to do that.
She's a professional. She'll answer and then hang up if he starts his stuff.
This is just busy. While Zellian is setting up that call, what are the other folks doing?
I would like to see, is there some kind of schematic or anything that tells me where the lift goes that they use? Because I quite fancy getting in it, but not if it takes us to, like, Pariah Central.
Pariah Town. I think you could make a...
Data gin it?
No, I don't think it's a data gin.
Alright, you've maybe got science, technology... But we'll take it. Because to be fair, we can give all these guys carbines and shoot our way through Slum Town or whatever it was called. Oh, yeah, we can take the guns as well.
Just equip them all. Equip them all with weaponry.
I'm taking one of the exosuits and the Dura knife, vibra knife, Dura knife, and the
Dura knife.
carbine.
Yeah. You're just re-equipping yourself.
Yeah, we should definitely... Well, we can give some of the... We can talk to the non-pariahs on the way out.
I think it is a survival, like a wits-based roll.
Okay.
This one.
I will only have 4 dice at that, so let's see.
What did you want to get up to, Carvus?
I want to check them for the radiation poisoning and see whether or not they're
Goners?
actually dying,
Sure.
or whether they need some medication.
I got nothing higher than a 3, so I'll use my anniversary 6. Thank you, World Builder.
Hey.
And see where does that go?
So...
Because, you know, a handy exit sounds great.
There's another elevator to here.
If you remember the map, it's at the top of it.
Yeah, can't see if I can't not set it up this week because I didn't think we'd be because I'm just tired, if I'm honest. But yeah, there was the top square of the map that was like the blue
the blue square.
So this is you sort of look at it, you try and you sit for a minute, maybe you chat with Bathos about what's above here, what's below here, which ends. You think it's a transport shaft rather than a lift. It's like a transport shaft. So people usually like lower or bring down things. It's typically it doesn't have the grav generators in there, so it's 0G.
Okay, but with added oxygen or not?
It might have oxygen in it, yeah.
Okay, well let's probably not do that then.
But it'll just go up and down, and people would
you can
maneuver
just drop
thrusters
stuff and it'll gently float, basically, as long as you give it some momentum.
give it some momentum.
No worries then.
Carvus, they do look quite sick, not terribly sick, and while you're sort of checking them over, looking them, their wounds, most of them have only been down here within the last week. So they're not great because it's like they've got 4 or 5 points of radiation, but they're not like terminal.
Okay. None of them have been crit, basically.
No, none of them have crit.
All right.
Did Akuba answer? Sorry, not finished.
Yeah. So, go on.
I was going to say I'll just administer first aid to them just to try and basically mend what I can, and then, but nothing I can actually properly heal because it's radiation. I'll just try and fix them the best I can.
Yeah, it's mostly like hydrating them and maybe a bit of painkillers, getting them like more mobile than they currently are because they've been maybe a little bit of like get some coffee in them or some mousse.
Adrenaline shots for you and adrenaline shots for you.
A little bit of caffeine or sugar or something into them before we start doing more strenuous activity than they've done for a week or so. Zellian, you send the message or put the call into Akuba. Eventually, she flips open and her communicator, and she answers. She's like, "Your signal is very strange. Where are you?"
And I say to her, "We're in the what's it called?
The
Cellar.
Cellar. That's it. In the cellar at a ad hoc kind of spaceport dock that the Order of the Prior have been using to smuggle mystics and mystics out of the station. There's a lot to catch up on. We need an audience with yourself and the judge as soon as possible to inform you of our findings."
We need the help getting out of here as well.
Have you neutralized these? Give me and she goes. She's like asking for like a situation report and trying to work out like, are you expecting me to bring the judge to you?
No. We I'm updating you that we found potentially the location of the emissary. We know what happened at her place, or how she was kidnapped, who did it, and why. We need to inform you of all of this. We are kind of now we can get out of the cellar. We're fine. Just arrange a meeting as soon as you can with the judge for when we return to the ring.
Okay. Do you have an ETA then? How long is it going to take you to get up here?
2 days probably.
How long did it take us to get down?
Just under 2 days basically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
2 days time.
You're cutting it awfully close to the Cyclades.
Oh, yeah. There's something to do with the Cyclades, isn't there?
All right. So
She
what?
can come to us though. She can fly out and fly in.
So the thing about the judge wanted you to find the emissary before the Cyclades, because that's also the anniversary of when the emissary arrived, and lots of folks are going to think it's big bad luck, or they won't be able to keep wraps on the whole sort of. No, they're just meditating. They haven't gone missing. The cover story and that. If he doesn't, if they don't appear at the Cyclades celebrations.
I just thought of a few things actually.
Me too.
Because they can fly down to meet us. That won't take them very long at all because they have access to a spaceship. 2, didn't we? I know we sort of got told, but there's a spaceship outside. What if the emissary's on that? We can pack up 0G Boy there and let him go. So if everyone apart from Zellian and whoever else wants to puts on the exosuits, the rest of us can go out the door, open the hangar doors, and Akuba can just fly in, and Zellian can go and have a little explore outside.
If the date is an issue, I think we might just have to jet to Kua and update them via teleconference on the way. I think.
We can do that.
We don't need to see them. I just felt like we needed to update them. But if we need to get going, then we need to work out. I think our only option really is to get gear, get sorted, get in one of these pods, and go see what's happening. I was hoping one of the Pariah members would live so we could interrogate him. Clearly not that easy.
No, the fanatics.
I don't think any of these people have they seen anything, any procedures that these people do, any kind of what?
Oh, Millie.
Yeah.
I want to check over everybody and the dead people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Any of them the judge's son?
No, none of them look to be the judge's son.
Can you see faces in the stasis cases?
Yeah, you can see them. There's like a window in them.
And none of the emissary, I assume.
None of the emissary. Do you mention the emissary?
I think we should.
Yeah.
Because when you do, so you mention the emissary. Has anybody seen the emissary? Has anybody seen this girl? No, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. One of them is like this person. They brought them in, put them straight into a stasis coffin, straight away. I sang with them.
No, really. In your head, okay. Like bath salts with his poetry.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, bath salts is like, yes, I shall dance the song again. Yes, we.
I don't even think he'll notice if he ever gets radiation poisoned.
Where is it? Where is her name?
I don't want to tarry here too long. More
I
exposure
agree.
to radiation is terrible.
I
So-
think we at least need to make sure that Akuba comes and collects these people that were kidnapped, because if we go, they're not making it back anywhere.
Yeah, exactly, through the Ravages.
Unless
or whatever
Bathos
they were.
wants to take him with him.
Are we?
But-
Yes.
Do we trust him with him?
I
Yeah,
mean, like, he
sure.
would try, but he's also completely crazy and not all that useful.
So, this is what Akuba can do. She has, through the judge, acquired use of the Kutat Badilla, which is Sabitha's ship. It's a complicated possession order through the courts. Technically, the judge is using this as has acquired it due to an embezzlement investigation that seems to be part of the original owner. I don't suppose we don't have time for it, but eventually I'd like you to shed some light on that for me.
Okay.
But whilst it's under investigation, whilst it's under the judge's jurisdiction, obviously, as investigators under the judge's payroll, you have rights to permission to investigate the ship. If that means you need to fly it around the horizon a little bit, I'm sure we can agree with that. I could arrange for that to be brought down to where you are if you send me information. There must be a hangar or something nearby your location. I can meet you. These people you've rescued, we could then either bring my guard team to escort them up, or perhaps if we're docking, it would be simpler to have a adjudicator ship come down and collect them, and then we can take them to safety. If you're heading straight to Kua, Coriolis time is actually quite late. The judge will be in bed now, but I can rouse them for while you transit to Kua. The delay shouldn't be too long if we give them a little while. How does that sound?
Sounds
Sounds
great.
ideal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, even if you bring us our ship, we fly back to the ring, you all get off it, and we fly to Kua. That's not going to take very long.
No, I reckon we just pod out. We just go straight
jump
hot
in
on
the
hills.
pods.
Yeah.
Okay. In fact, yeah, if they do bring an adjudicator ship, because they're going to have to push 12 stasis pods around as well as the 5 people.
Also, we want to go in as inconspicuous as possible, and if we land in one of these pods, they're going to be expecting it. If we fly down in a ship or in an adjudicator ship, they're going to spot it. And if they've got any kind of defenses or patrols or anything watching for other ships, then we are going to come in like a spotlight. So if we go into the pod, I mean, I'm tempted, and this might be dumb, but to put 2 of us in the stasis pods, one of us full helmet, exosuit, Order of the Prior looking guy, so that when we land, there is at least some moment of, before they start speaking this, I mean, if we can get Carvis to rack his brains and see if he learns any of this...
Probably remember some of the speeches I did in Zelosy, but it's going to be a moment to try and
Carvis
get
dresses
that.
up as one of the Pariah. We go in the stasis pods. We don't even have to turn them on. Then when he lands, he's like, "Oh, unloaded the stasis pods," and then we can jump out and like
Daka,
blast-
daka, daka.
daka daka.
I am in very terrible condition to be fighting right now.
Well,
So
we'll have
resilient.
time to recover on the travel to Kua, I'm assuming.
Early conscious.
It seems like we're going from the moon to Earth, though, the sort of distance.
Yeah, it does. It
Coriolis
does.
orbits it, so it's not going to be very long. I think let's get...
I can imagine this entire time I'm just swaying gently. He's like completely
Yeah.
black eye, like, let's go.
I think Sabitha's ship will suit us.
It's Sabitha's ship, the ship that you guys
Well, that was part of what we wanted.
and
wasn't
has
it?
all your
Right.
all
Do
your
we-
other shit on it.
Want to pod down or ship down? What's the
I
consensus?
think we should pod down. I think it's safer to pod down.
But
I
if
think
we're
we
going to
should
pod down,
ship, because
we should.
that gives us control. What if the pod shows up in like their base and there's like 35 of them open it and we're just like, oh hi guys.
But if
Do
we
you
dress
wanna-
up for it,
Do you want to perhaps work out where the drop pods go to, other than Kua?
Yeah, that's a good
Well,
point.
you can look at there. Also, did we find out what that timer thing is? It still ticking? This timery thing, like
It was launching the drop pods and I stopped it.
I thought you said there was a timer that
There
when
was
you
a
stopped the
timer
drop-
running on the screen. Kishar stopped it. We didn't discuss what the timer was for.
Alright.
Kashar just assumes
Well, as long
it
as
was...
it's stopped, yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Well, all right. I suppose she would notice that it might be for something else. So, fine. Should I make a technology roll to see if I can work out the course of the drop pods?
Yeah,
And
you
what
can.
the timer's for?
You can either do that. You can do the drop pods, or the control desk
Yeah.
that was organising that. You could make a data gym roll on there.
Oh, I'll do the data gen, thanks. much better at that. 8. I get 8 dice, so...
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Yeah.
Big money.
Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no
I
whammies.
got 1 success. Wowzer. I got 4 2s, 2 1s, a 3 and a 6.
Yeah.
So yes,
All right.
I beat Boot successfully.
So as you look over it, you run the stuff. The countdown, and now the heat of battle has subsided and the chaos is gone. Not chaos gone. Oh god,
That
that's a
was
different
us.
game.
We were Chaos Gun.
And the chaos and the panic has gone away. The countdown was a launch window. It seems to be like a safe launch window. So either it's like as Kua rotates, or as different satellites are in different positions, this launch could go through the security net,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or it's a very specific timed one. That
Yeah.
people.
But didn't they launch a pod while it was still ticking?
Yes, so like
Yeah,
in
no,
this
it's
window,
not a
you
countdown.
can
It's
launch.
Alright,
between,
oh,
like,
okay.
you know,
It's
the
not-
start and end of the timer. You're all right to
Okay,
go.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we should probably go pretty soon then, because that was... If that's the window we've got, we need to go.
The
How
other
long ago-
thing. So the other thing you learn is the drop. The drop location is a place in is just looks like some jungle clearing, some jungle area near a place called Bay Basin.
Wow, they really went for it on the naming there, didn't they?
Yeah, looks like a small.
I like to think that was
Town.
found by a bickering couple who couldn't decide whether it was a bay or a basin and just decided to call it both.
Yeah. Near a place called Bay Basin. The thing about going in the drop pods that might change some options is it would be impossible for you to contact the judge while you do that. It doesn't have
the
enough of a
pods.
communication systems, and you don't have anything with you that would maintain that. Like your communicator is like using the Coriolis
Yeah.
net, if you will. And
Plus-
once you get a certain distance away, it'll drop off, and you won't be able to have that conversation with them.
There
I
might
think-
be part of the flight path that we would have trouble surviving as well, because it's intended for people inside a stasis coffin, so I imagine that the G-force or the outside heat makes no difference to them.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think what Kashar was saying maybe then about we might have to sacrifice some of our urgency, which I really don't want to do, to be a bit more secure and have the
It's only
communication
like
access.
a couple of hours at tops for her to come down.
Yeah, it.
Yeah, if they can fly the ship down, then I'm real.
Yeah, because I don't want to take 2 days either. That's
Milgar.
not a thing. But if they can fly, what's going to be our ship down?
Yeah,
Did we get to name it? Has it already got a name?
it's called the Kudapadilla
Can we call it the Ultimate Badger?
Ultimate Badger.
I mean, we don't have to. I literally just said the first words that came into my head.
That's
but...
what Kudat Badilla means in Zalosi.
Oh, that's cool. I'm alright with that then.
It's not, but alright.
It is.
We don't speak Solosy, so, you know, it could well be.
That's what they told me when they painted it on the front. Anyways, oh yeah.
Kudapadilla.
Kutat Badia. Okay.
Yeah. Danger Badger.
Danger Badger.
Danger Badger.
Is that what Sabine told you it was called?
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll pilot that in. They'll get somebody to come in through the net, and then a Kuba will jump in one of the adjudicator ships and come down to the same hangar. She asks for your coordinates, and providing you give them, she's like, "Ooh, we'll stock up on some exosuits there.
And could you bring some anti-rad?
Anti-rad.
If that's a thing, I don't know if that's a thing or
I
not.
don't think that's a thing.
But I would like to glow less, please.
I don't know where I put the core book, but I don't believe that's a thing.
It's there.
No, this is not the core book. This
Oh,
is
right,
the,
okay.
the adventure.
You heal 1 radiation per day.
Yeah.
So long as
Oh,
you're
in
not
which
exposed.
case, no worries then.
Yeah,
That's
as long as you're not exposed to it or get crit by it. Because if you get crit by it, it's real bad.
It's permanent, yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, let's explain what's going to happen to the people we rescued. Do I know anything about stasis pods?
Other than you've got like I think 6 on your ship. It's the best place to be when you go through the portal space. Else you go stark raving.
Okay. So, do I know how to wake these people up, or how long it would take?
You could put them in the wake cycle, and it would probably take 20-30 minutes for this style of pod. You could just leave them be and let the medics do it.
I think I will, to be honest with you, because just in case they get mad at us, then like 12 of them isn't going to go well. So,
Do we need to know anything about the people that they've captured, like who they are, where they came from? Like,
I mean, we can ask these. We can ask these 5.
Yeah. So
like,
these
did they all come via the temple?
The sanatorium,
and what's
To
his
the-
face?
fake
Aram.
sanatorium.
Just in case there's
Yeah.
like any other ways they've been stealing people. 'cause obviously
That's
we
an
know about the
excellent point,
sanatorium.
actually. Yeah.
You might miss an entire channel of.
A theft, of burg, of
like,
kidnapping.
Are they all? Are they all? Can you sense the disease up on all of them, Carvis?
That's not a thing. I can.
I suppose we can ask them. Like,
We can ask them.
Are you a mystic? Are you a
Pretty
mystic?
sure they're all mystics, though.
All right, so we ask about how they came down here and that kind of stuff. There is Kieran, who is a middle-aged woman. She was picked up on the Spice Plaza for dealing a rash, which is drugs dealer.
Okay.
And she was collected up by then. Ciara, she is a student. She came through the sanatorium.
Yeah.
Farouk, who is a stevedore, he came through a support group. He says they picked him up after going to a support group. There's Aisha, who is a runaway. She was scooped up by the Coriolis guard. There is Deepa, who is also a friend of Aisha, and was picked up because they're both runaways. And then there is Arif Shaman, who is his father is very wealthy and will reward you greatly for my rescue. He is he went to the sanatorium for assistance, and so some of them have just been picked up because they seem to be ne'er-do-wells or nobody will miss them. Some of them have come down through.
That's really odd because that doesn't fit their MO at all. Because these guys are religious zealots hunting mystics. Why would they just pick up like a random drug pusher or?
Maybe they need like physical labor or slaves.
The random
of some
woman,
sort.
she is a mystic. She's the one who says she heard the song.
Okay, so the drug pushers. Oh, no surprise, a mystic.
Yeah.
What about Syra? You said Syra was a student, so she's probably like
Is it Aisha and somebody else. were
Yeah,
students?
so Syra, she is a student. She went to the sanatorium support groups because she met this guy, right? And he was really handsome. She's really sorry she pretended to have mystic powers to get with this guy.
Alright.
It was all a big mistake.
What about Steve Dorr?
Farouk.
Farouk, he was going to a support group. Turns out his cousin is a mystic. He just wanted to understand what was going on and how he could help them. He's been scooped up in this. They thought he must have been one. He's not.
So, Carvis, can you sense other mystics or not?
I can sense if they use their powers.
Okay. So either the Priors don't have any mystics, or they're just a bit bumbling, and they're just like throwing a wide net and hoping they catch one or two.
That just doesn't seem. I don't know. Like they've been so clinical and so efficient so far. I think that they would be able to. I don't know. It just seems weird that they've got non-mystics and mystics.
Maybe that's what the black and white X's mean. Perhaps one is a mystic and one is not.
I mean,
Maybe.
clinical and efficient. They've boarded this ship with guards that are completely out of place, and that hasn't been caught up yet.
Exactly, that's what I mean. But they managed to take the emissary without anyone witnessing. They've been doing this.
That was the special ops team, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was their commandos. Yeah.
Still these guys though.
The other thing that, like, we might not consider, but our characters may, is slavery is still a thing in the Third Horizon.
Oh yeah, maybe they're just slaving as well.
So the other side of it is if
That's
they're
how they're
funding
paying.
this by slavery, and then smuggling things for, we know there's a militia, we know there's some sort of rebel thing going on Kua. I mean, Zelian fought it, some of them, kind of thing. If that's how they're funding this dodgy, because you can't necessarily go to like the Coriolis and all the normal funding places. Will you fund our religious?
The RBS Royal Bank of the Stars.
Pogrom.
Against the mystics, please. Also, all these mystic emissaries that most folk like, we don't, and we're gonna deal with that.
That makes them even worse, though. They're
Yeah.
like
Like
religious
the CIA
fanatics.
now, aren't they? Basically.
Yeah. So
And if they're entering into slavery as well, they've probably got ties to the bloody
The
Bulbasaurs.
Bulbasaurs, Burbagleys or something like
The
that.
Burbacil.
Burbacils.
So they're essentially setting up these safety areas for mystics to come forward, casting a wide net the second anything pops up. Anyone who is a mystic is
White potted.
white potted, and anyone who isn't is black potted.
Yeah, all the slaves.
And one is slaves, and one is whatever they're doing with mystics.
Yeah,
Mhm.
jeez, these guys are awful.
They are. Let's go and do amusing things to them.
So
Get them
as
to
we
live in interesting times.
as we contemplate this, we get a communication from Akuba, not so far from where you are. They've found an old hangar that they could still create a proper seal with and dock your ship. Order of the Are we the baddies?
Yes.
I think they are, but there's an
I think they
excellent
might be.
sketch.
I think they might
We're
be.
the bad guys.
So she says, Akuba says, we can dock your ship first. You need to get in and get out the way. Leave the people there, and then we'll come and collect them. Or alternatively, if you want to wait any longer, we can do it the other way around.
Alternatively, you can dock our ship. We'll exit the hangar we're in and open it, and you can just fly in, and then I'll shut the doors. So
What
land
about-
both ships at once.
Oh, you want to? No, I don't think it's a big enough hangar.
I was trying to get her to steer into the one that we had a fight in.
Oh, you wanted to bring? Well, okay, yeah, sure. Where are you going to put everybody else in the corridor?
Yes, we all go the corridor. I seal that door, open the outer doors, and then she can just fly in because there'll be a giant hole to fly into.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So we logistically manipulate whatever we need so that everybody is to safety.
Use the power of the doors.
Yeah, because you feel pretty bad if like, "Aye, we've rescued you, but we're leaving now. Just stay here. Everything will be fine."
Okay. So we get to the point where Akuba has got all your people rescued, all the people you've rescued. Bathos is like, adieu, mon ami. I am not going on there. I will have much light to bring to the darkness.
I'm gonna say to Bathos, hey Bathos, you see all of this technology that's not really supposed to be here.
Oui.
Help yourself. Like,
Yes.
there's spare exosuits, there's carbines, there's random electronic stuff. Go trade for whatever you like.
Yes.
I think we'll take an exosuit each and a carbine each and just chuck it into the ship.
All right. We're
And
gonna
say, au revoir, mon copain.
au revoir.
La prochaine temps.
Au revoir, adios, Wiedersehen. All the languages of the horizon. And then he does a small dance, which you assume is some sort of
Oh, that's the one
interpretive.
about the doors. Yeah.
And then he leaves and like so he doesn't get seen or arrested or whatever he has problem
He
he
does
has
have an
with.
enormous amount of narcotics on him, so you
He
can sort
does
of
have
understand
drugs on him, yes.
that. All right then.
And
So
he is not a fan of authority
I guess
critics.
so everyone. I think for the three of us, we take an exosuit and a carbine each.
Yeah, and I'm taking one of the knives.
I'll
as
take a
well.
carbine just so you've got a spare carbine because
Is there a Dura knives all round or not?
Yeah, each of the dead dudes have a Dura knife.
Yeah, I could do with a spare, so I don't freak out and throw mine at someone again.
I'll take.
There's only 4 bodies inside because
Yeah,
I blasted 3 out. You punched the commander out, and we killed the other 4.
yeah.
All right, so the ones that are in the room, they have a Vulcan carbine, a Dura knife, and a concussion grenade.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, grenades.
Can we take the exosuits, or did we wreck them killing them?
I think there's the guy who got critted. That one's ruined.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ripped someone's arm off, so I imagine
No, that was
one's...
inside the suit, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, they're a bit messy, but okay.
And I was punching him as well, so there was no...
Yeah, I think the one that you critted with the ripped arms and the all kinds of stuff, that's ruined. I mean, from a little distance, you'd probably be able to
I mean, give it...
pull off I'm a patrol person, but anybody who was in like close range would suddenly realize this is not a functioning bit of
Yeah.
armor.
And these are designed for like vacuum, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I wouldn't want to chance one that we've smashed around going out to space.
I mean, on your ship, you've all got your own vac suits. You've all
Oh, in
got.
which case, yeah, I'll just take the carbine and I'll take.
Cool.
We'll take all the stuff, I guess. So, because there's 4 of them and 3 of us. So, who wants the spare grenade?
Me.
You just put it in a bag.
Yeah.
Jira rig it with the other one, so I can just lob 2 at once.
Yeah, do it. Tie them all 4 together.
Yeah.
Hey, we
All
can
right.
set booby traps now.
What have we done?
Going into the jungle Rambo style.
Yeah. All right. So we get on our ship. Who's going to do the piloting?
I think it's going to be me, unless we have an autopilot.
Uh,
I only have 1 in piloting. I just took 1 in lots of skills so that I could go with the blag a different identity every week thing.
Now, for your ship that you're in, I did some stuff the other day where I worked out exactly what type of ship. For the ship that you're in, you are actually 1 person short, which makes sense because one of those persons would have been Sabitha. However, she's clearly used to somebody not being around. So there's 1 auto computer for 1 role of the ship.
Hey, we can
can be-
find someone, right?
It can be piloting if you want, or it could be
Bathos.
Bathos. Maybe he's not sure.
Just drag him into the ship.
Get in the
then we
ship.
can-
I've never
Why
flown
not?
a plane
Why
before.
not?
I've never
Bathos.
flown a
Make
ship
you do the
before.
French
I'd be fine.
Bring
That will make you
light
do that
to the jungle.
French accent forever.
Make me
Um,
forever. Oh, maybe we'll find somebody on the planet. Who knows?
Um,
But if you want, you can use the auto system to do it. I think it has. Where did I put the Coriolis?
yeah, there's like engineer, gunner, pilot, and navigator. Are they the 4?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I obviously am the gunner, so I'm useless. But that's my whole shebang on the ship. I'd imagine Sabitha was the pilot, or would you be the
Yeah, I
pilot?
thought so as
Michelle?
well.
Which makes you engineer, because you're techie slightly, and Carvers would be navigator because he's preachy and looks at the stars. And,
Go to this one.
Yeah.
yeah, maybe. I think
That
that
one.
probably that makes the most sense. I think. So yeah, we've lost pilot, which is kind of important, but
Yeah.
But But then if Kashar's doing piloting, we can auto the engines.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's gunning. We're not going to shoot anything, are we? So
I mean, I would get 6 dice at whatever we're doing.
That seems better than auto.
yeah, I could do. I've got no points in anything, so I can do whatever.
You've got the guns. Shoot the guns. You've got a gun in.
Just as we're going down,
So
shoot
what
the
are
sky.
the
Like,
4 roles?
"Ah!"
Sorry, engineering.
Well, I think there's engineer, navigator, pilot, and gunner.
Gunner.
I think.
Oh, there it is. It's behind me there.
I think
Well, it's
those
just
are the
gonna be range
4.
combat.
All right. So
Yeah.
engineer. Engineer. Maybe he's technology.
Yeah.
I would imagine so.
I also get 6 dice at that because I'm not as witty as I am agile, but I've got more skills in it.
Yeah. Oh, captain, engineer, pilot, sensory operator, and gunner. There's 5.
Yeah, you are only just flying down to Kua. Who knows? You might crash the ship or something on the way, and I'll
Well,
take the ship off you again.
We don't need a captain, and we probably don't need a gunner, so we could drop sensors and just stick. Oh no, we could do engineer, pilot, and sensories, I suppose. Sensory operator.
Definitely need a pilot.
Yeah,
Definitely need navigation.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And
Definitely need engineering.
I have.
You need all of them,
Oh,
don't you?
I
Because
have pilot ability. I have 1 in pilot, so that gives
When-
me 6 dice. So you know, I'm as good a
Yeah.
pilot as Kashar.
I would assume that when we get to the planet, we might want to use the sensors to look for like life signs
Yeah.
or heat emissions. or,
I've
you know.
done
Really, we-
46 simulated combat drops, so
How many actual?
2 including this one. But yeah,
Why don't we put it for? We could put it for gunner. I mean, how good is the autopilot?
I think it just gets 6 dice off the top of my head.
Oh, okay. So it's exactly the same as us anyway.
Yeah,
So
it's-
yeah.
should we put it
Right.
on navigation?
We don't need gunner, and we don't need captain, and we don't need no.
I think navigation would be quite good because you know,
I think
go in
we
the
need
right direction.
we need pilot, sensor operator, and engineer. I think those are the 3 we need. So we can get the ship going, drive it where it needs to be, and see what we're going to crash into. Those 3, and then we could autopilot gunner.
Got was it nav, sensors, engineering, and pilot?
No, there's captain, which
Captain.
I imagine we can just dump because no one needs captain. Engineer, which we need. Pilot, which we need. Sensor operator, which is navigation, which we need.
Oh, okay.
And then gunner. So there's 5. So gunner and captain, I think we drop, and the other 3 we can do between
Leave
us.
yourselves. You don't have to
So-
stay that forever as well. It's not
No,
like,
like-
you're permanently with
Yeah.
this role.
Okay,
I only have skills in piloting, so I think I might have to pilot because then Kashar can do engineering.
Is engineering technology?
I think so.
Yeah. Well, it makes no difference to me. I can do either one exactly the same level of
Yeah,
incompetence.
I don't know what sensor operator is, but if it's to do with observation, I think Carvis might be alright just
Mm-hmm.
looking at stuff.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
have
yeah.
some skills in that. Yes, that
That's
is
cool.
true.
So
That is correct.
You're observing. I'm hitting stuff with spanners. You're on swirly things.
Driving, yeah.
Boop, 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 boop. Let's be honest here. We're not making any portal jumps, and we're
yeah.
not flying into combat. We're basically doing the equivalent of driving to the big Tesco's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But is
And,
it
and then
raining?
smashing into the front doors, flipping 4 times, exploding in the frozen food aisle.
I was more thinking like the Blues Brothers driving through the market.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, let's jump in and go then.
All right, so
Yeah.
so we jump in. We go. Akuba,
Party.
she wishes you well, and keep me updated where you are, what's happening. Yeah, let me know what's going on, and
Just look for the explosions.
as long as the explosions aren't the emissary, remember this.
Maybe.
3 days. We would like them back in 3 days. I have sent a message to the judge's residence. She's going to try and contact you on your way down before the lag gets too great.
Okay.
and she's like, "May the icons bless your endeavors." And
You too, Akuba. Look after those unfortunate people,
she will. She will.
and maybe go and shut down the sanatorium.
I will have the judge deal with that definitely.
Kill it with fire.
And you find yourselves home on your ship.
Is this
Okay.
home we haven't been on for like a couple of years?
6 to 8 cycles, I think.
Is that a month?
That's like a month, yeah.
Okay,
There's
yeah.
like
It's still home.
Everything is so dusty.
No, sure, the cleaning robot did the cleaning. I'll go and
Oh,
check.
you got a Roomba.
Yeah,
Got a
yeah,
Roomba.
like a Roomba Plus because we're cool. That my like 7 or so caches of identities and bullets and things are still around.
Yeah, everything that was there is still there. It doesn't look like anybody has invaded your privacy while you've been trapped out
That's
of
a
it.
good point. I'll start running security scans. See if
I just
anyone's
have a hammock.
added any cameras or anything.
But yeah, anything that was in the fridge is now rotten.
Up on my 4-poster bed.
Damn, fridge, you foiled me again.
Um,
I literally just have a hammock strapped between 2 support beams and like a duffel bag of random
duffel bag of
ammunition.
random stuff.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
6 berths scattered around.
Okay.
Not all of them actual stasis capsules.
So you do all have a room. There is a chapel on this ship as well.
Yes.
Which is useful because if you were to make portal jumps, having a chapel on board certainly aids the journey.
Stab myself with whatever medicine I can and then go to bed.
There is time for a nap. As
Oh,
you...
that's a good point, actually. If
Can
at this
I-
time, why don't you two sleep and I'll pilot down?
I would like to make an infiltration
Hmm.
agility roll. As Carvis is reaching for his medical supplies, I would like to swap in some of Bathos's special
Why would you do this to me?
to make you have an enjoyable evening, Carvis.
We might need him, it's not a very long flight.
It's not.
With-
There's like in
It's
half an
alright.
hour, we'll be
And he'll
on
turn
tour
up battle
and he'll be
frenzy, just
tripping.
jump out the ship like woo!
I feel good.
All right. There are shenanigans. Like you can do this, but Carvis is also going to have time to go through his pack. Like
Yeah.
this is not like a heat of battle. Slip something in his pocket.
No,
kind
I'll
of thing.
suggest it. I'll suggest it to him. Rather than like, hey, you might want something to relax, make the journey a bit easier. It's a long way to Kua.
It's not that long of a way to go.
It is. I'm going
want
to
to-
take them.
I want
As
a
much-
bath and I want to sleep. That is what I want.
There might
Okay.
be some sort of recycled water shower or something on the ship.
You're right,
Well,
recycle.
it's just a bucket, isn't it? You
Yeah.
just pull the string, it splashes you with water,
Oh.
and then you have to wait for it to fill up again.
It's also the privy. It just has a filter in it.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. I don't feel like
Oh,
Sedita spent a lot of money
Nobody's
on
done-
it.
Yeah.
Always
Put that evil in this
Musakula.
world.
Yeah.
We have like big coats full of Musakula
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the whole.
to sell in
Oh.
alleyways.
I mean, surprisingly, it's still in date.
It never
Never
goes
goes
off.
out.
What do you mean? It's perfect and pure.
Perfect forever.
Drink it in
As
100
you are,
years' time, it'll
I-
taste no worse.
can somebody make a piloting roll? Let's see if
One, two.
we
Yep,
Are you not sleeping or not? 'Cause
I'm the pilot, aren't I? So yeah.
Yeah, you can be the pilot the other times, but if you sleep now, you can recover hit points. Also,
Do I
can
need
I
to-
assist?
Yeah,
Do I need to sleep? Do I
It's
need
just
to sleep
time.
to go hit points?
You can just
Yeah, I
spend
think
some
it's
time.
time.
I mean, obviously, rest is important.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting. You rest.
Would I need to rest to get hit points back? Because then I'll let Graham do this. So it's like mechanically, I don't know. Even though I am.
I'm not sure. I think you do need to rest, which kind of suggests you can't make rolls
I-
and stuff. But there's nothing to say that immediately Zellian sets an autopilot because we've got the coordinates from the stuff. Goes beep boop beep beep boop, and then just does this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
that's
see.
cool. So you can have an
I'll
assist
try-
dice from me then.
I'll try and beat. We've got exactly the same dice, so it shouldn't be too.
But have an extra one from Kishar.
I don't know how to use a computer. 53222254.
Would you like to push the roll?
Yeah, I guess we need to get there. So. Ah. 44142111.
Zellian, why are we flying into the sun?
It's upside down.
The sun's upside down. Oh my god.
No,
Alright.
we
It's
are.
worse than I thought.
We are suddenly like. What?
So while Zellian is plugging this into the computer, we're not quite sure if he's...
I just go. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
He's done it.
Just walk off.
Judge Kurahan Dolfasra, You see her like.
Thank you so much, Asphodel. He gave us a 6 so we don't have to fly into the sun.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
I think the problem is that it's written in Zolocian and you just can't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kashar's just memorised what buttons to press without understanding what they mean.
Yeah.
Judge-
I'd like to think I'm just flailing at it, getting frustrated, and then eventually Kishar just presses the right button around my corner without me seeing, like, there you go.
It's just one button, that's all
Yeah.
it is. Sit there and watch you struggle for a bit.
Yeah.
Judge Kurhandel Faster. Her call ID comes up on the big screen as Captain.
That's
Yep.
why you can't see where we're
Skywalker
going.
might say.
TV's on.
On
Yeah.
the ship on the bridge of the Firefly. Oh no. Yeah.
Serenity.
Just trying to, get as many things wrong as
Mixed
possible.
memes, yeah, alright.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, Asphodel. Otherwise, we would fly into the sun.
Fly
And there wouldn't be a
into-
part 2. It'd be somebody else.
Yeah, so their call ID comes up. Are you going to answer the call? Are you going to be
Yes.
like, no?
Yes, because otherwise we woke her up and she might be mad at us when it comes to picking the ship.
Yeah, so she's there. You can see that they have. It must be quite early in the Coriolis time. They don't quite have their Zenithian face paint on. It's quite a candid sort of call. You can see that there is somebody serving like baklava and coffee and some sort of non aubergine based non-sparkling juice. It's orange, which is the wrong colour for
You really
Musicola.
can't buy class, can you?
And she looks at you through the screen. There's maybe a little bit, a couple of seconds delay, and says, "I understand you have a Kuan-based lead on events."
Because Carvis is asleep, isn't he?
He is
Damn, our
asleep.
talking to
I am.
important people person isn't here.
It's
Me
just,
too.
Just Yukasha.
Oh, right, okay. I'll look around and... Oh, man. Yeah, we tracked the Priors down to a base in the cellar where it looks like they've been shipping people and mystics down to Kua. We know from the people we rescued that the Emissary was one of them.
So, you understand the importance of rescuing them from wherever they are and getting them back to Coriolis in the next few days.
I do. We did think about flying into the sun, but we decided against that and we're going to Kua now.
She tilts her head as if humour is not a thing she does.
It's okay, I'm wearing that mask. She can't see what the hell my expression is anyway.
She does tilt her head, and she takes
yes.
she takes a sip of coffee, which is her equivalent of the Carver's nose pinch, I think, like the sort of thing.
Yes, we understand.
Yeah.
Find Emissary within 2.5 days. Remember how to use the ship and fly back.
Yes. Understand that the ship still does not belong to you. This, I would suggest, is the stick, and the other half of your payment, I promised, is the carrot. Or the musicola, if you prefer.
Very much so.
I would greatly appreciate if you could find and retrieve the emissary. Let me know if you need any assistance.
Well, I was about to ask, do you have like a Kuan Akuba?
I do not. However, I know that Akuba has a betrothal gathering on Kua in the next day or so. An announcement of some engagement or something. She will be leaving and making her way down. I can make sure she takes
An enormous amount of weaponry, please.
her combat armor and other associated items, if you will. Obviously, she has no jurisdiction on Kua. She is a Coriolis adjudicator.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think the pariahs have got any jurisdiction either, but they're still kidnapping people.
Well, I am a judge, and I operate mostly with Coriolis law.
Oh, and also, if we find like other people that we might want to rescue, we'll bring those back as well.
I would appreciate that, yes.
I can't remember if she knows that we know her son is one of them.
she
I don't
doesn't
think
know.
she does.
No.
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 As you're talking to her, like the couple of seconds becomes a couple more, And towards the end of the conversation, it's one of those. No, did you? Oh,
Yeah.
you did. And she
Getting out of range.
Yeah, she says, I believe we're reaching a range where pre-recorded messages might be beneficial. Know that if you send me a message, I will respond to it as swiftly as I can. Do not use this communication line lightly. All the best. Should you retrieve the emissary, there will be a grand Cyclades party for you and all. May the icons bless your endeavours.
If we do, could you invite the Stars of Debara?
Not necessarily my realm, but I might have contacts within the bulletin.
Because I'd really like to see Zellian's face at that point.
Yeah.
She
Like, he'd really be like, emissary schmemissary.
she sort of laughs, takes a sip of coffee, wishes you well, and ends the conversation. Yeah. Like,
Welcome, yeah.
what is Stars of Debara? She's like, that's how she.
Yeah.
What is this Stars of Debara? Is it a musician?
No class.
Yeah.
Told you. Can't buy it.
Like some sort of like help is like courtesan or
I
something.
should have asked for a capybara for that guy in the market as well.
Gave him all kinds of stuff. You gave him Capybara TV.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So we autopilot our way down towards Kua. You can see this. It looks a bit Earth-like from old Al-Ada from the first Horizon. Very more green than blue.
All right, so bigger land masses, less water.
Yeah, more green than blue. And then the other thing you notice is like almost reaching up to point where the tail of Coriolis drops. This monolith, this big black monolith reaching to the sky. And I think everybody would know that is, what do they call it? She says everybody knows what they call it.
It's the thing.
Not remembering
We're
what they
going
call
into a
it.
tunnel. I did think about it, but she already said she didn't do humour, so...
Covenant City, around the monolith. And it's where a lot of... it's basically like the capital city of Kua. And then anybody who lives on the monolith, because people live on and in and on around the monolith, the higher up the monolith you go, the richer you are.
Exactly like Coriolis, basically.
So the closer you are, except the cellar is the closest to the top of the monolith, which is kind of thing.
I just meant the higher up you are.
The higher up you go, the better you are. There's a river that runs to the conglomerate along the landmass, and it's that river we're following, and it follows it down and away to a jungle area, a very hilly sort of place.
So I already know the answer, but does our ship have any sort of stealth things?
No. Well, we're flying a bucket through space, I imagine.
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Like I said, I guess the answer would be no, or maybe it does, but you don't know how to use them would be the answer.
So your ship is like the courier ship from the core book, I think?
Okay, a courier ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it must be reasonably low profile.
I mean,
at least.
we are smugglers, so
Yeah.
I imagine it's a little bit shifty.
I think you've got added maneuverability. I'll get the sheet up for us. I'll share it in there.
I mean, I don't even know if they use radar, but anti-radar paint or just...
Yeah, it's not got like shoot me
I'm gonna start throwing tinfoil out the window.
chaff and everything
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Love it. Okay then. So
I think basically no matter what we do, we're gonna get spotted. The only covert way was down in the drop pods, but
all right, so we'll just get there quick then. Mm-hmm. Is there anywhere near the clearing that isn't the actual clearing?
So you can spot, like, it seems like where these drop pods hit, it looks like some sort of muddy ridge near the edge of this, on the edge of this lake.
Okay.
Because the drop pods are quite big. So maybe they're moving them by barge, or maybe they're bringing in heavy machinery or something along that way.
Oh,
and
I
then
suppose I would use the sensors to have a look at where, where do I think the enemy base is? Because I could just fly around looking, or I could use the actual sensors, I guess. In fact, we're not far behind a dropship, so I should be able to track it. One went off I don't know actually. How long did Akuba take?
took a couple of hours to
Oh, yeah.
get everything
Yeah.
down and around.
I should have told Akuba to fire one of the dropships off.
All right, who's piloting? Who's doing sensors?
If I'm awake, I'll be.
Yeah, you can have had 5 hours or so of rest, which would
What would
be
you like to do then? Take your pick.
5 hit points.
What do we need to use to do stances?
It'd be observation, with a +2 from the ship, I think. If it's not,
Are we
next
waking
time
Carvers
we're
up?
on, we'll have a go.
Well, I will do that then because my observation is much better.
All right, cool.
I got nothing in observation.
Yeah,
I would have 4 dice.
I have
I
10.
have a point in observation. I'd only be 3 dice.
I have
Okay,
10.
then.
10
So-
dice.
I'll do it.
All right.
I think Evil Gilmore, I am going to roll to crash land the ship if he's doing these sensors.
That is 4 6s. Nice.
Sweet, we
Wow.
found everybody. Just the emissary's right there. We'll just pick them up when we're done.
All right.
Like a little claw machine. There we
Yeah,
go.
exactly, yeah.
The claw.
Oh,
So, all right, 4 6s, which is more than a critical success. Zellion must be in full high anxiety, high.
I took a load of
Edge.
drugs. My mind expanded. I took
Yeah.
all bath salts drugs to get out. I can see the Matrix.
But what worries you the most is as you are getting flying through, trying to operate all the sensors, pick out a good space that you can land the ship. Maybe
Plus, I have drop podded Takua before, I suppose.
Yes, yeah. You've been here before.
Uh,
Running all the numbers, checking everything over. As you get pretty close, you watch as part of the jungle there is a sudden heat spike. You recognise this style of heat spike already.
It's a bloody missile, isn't it?
It is a missile that's heading for you. And because you did so
Get
well,
on the tinfoil.
Kashar can have +2 on her piloting roll.
Get out the way.
dodge, dive, dip, dodge.
Check.
All right.
I throw a wrench at Kashar. Does she dodge it?
You get +2,
I do
Kashar.
because I'm making the ship spin round.
Dodge a wrench, you can dodge a
And then
missile.
I flip it so the wrench goes back to you.
Incoming missile.
Right, so
2 clicks to the south.
okay,
Damn.
I get 6 + 2. I get 8 dice.
Okay.
You can do it.
Let's find out. Probably, Brett. Yes, probably will. Anyway, just start balling up the
Bored of this
tinfoil.
campaign, I just want to kill everybody in one go. I actually
That
need to
sounds
spend
good.
darkness points.
Right, so I believe I'm going to push that roll as I failed to get any 6s.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
So I spend 2 darkness points on this, and then I will get 1 back from you pushing.
Do you need to tell me what happens with darkness points?
So for this event,
The missile is 2 darkness points. Yeah.
Oh,
cost me
okay,
2
yeah, that's
darkness
fine, yeah.
points, but I get 1 back for you pushing.
I got 2 successes.
All right. So there is a near miss. It must sort of whoosh past the side of the ship.
Well, I've got to give him a chance with a tinfoil.
Yeah, tinfoil chaff.
There's not a lot of range on tinfoil being chucked out of a ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a near dodge with the ship. As Kashar pushes the buttons, presses the things, wiggles joysticks. I've done this before, honest kind of thing.
What happens is I get the 2 joysticks and move them in opposite directions.
And the ship
We
goes
don't go
into a
anywhere to
spin.
start with, yeah.
Yeah, everybody is thrown around.
Yes.
What?
Um, yeah, you see another rocket kind of fly up past you. You dodge that. There's a couple of scary moments, but we do find a place to land and we don't get hit by rockets.
Yes, I would like to find whoever's firing rockets at me and, express my stern disappointment in such an event happening.
Well, you could, but that would mean you'd be relatively still and they would be able to shoot you with a rocket.
Oh, I didn't mean they'd get to see me. I more meant we'd sneak up on them and then I'd tell them.
Okay, so are we going to land, is what I'm going to say? Like, these people in the jungle that you can't quite see except for the heat spikes that Azelian had found on sensors.
I would assume that we got some kind of point of origin.
Yeah, you know where they shot the rockets from, yeah.
Okay.
What I'm asking is, do you want to fly your ship and hover over them so
Well,
you can,
I'm gonna
you
ask-
can stand
alright.
at the back of the ship and wag your finger at them while they load the next rocket?
No,
What do you think,
that's-
Zelian? You're a combat vet. Do we try and land close or land a little
I
bit?
do not wish to fly over a missile pod directly. That's suicide.
I'm really good at flipping us around.
I will. Can I lean on my concept of being a soldier and a mercenary, and the fact that I've been to Kua before,
Yes.
and kind of roll for, I don't know, observation or something to see, like, if I know a good landing spot around here somewhere, like, this is where we dropped the pod last time, and then we can work our way through the jungle to that spike, and like,
Oh, okay, yeah, you want to...
sort of like trying to remember what last time I was here, where we landed and where our base of operations, because yeah, and then sort of go for that.
Where the non-paying display car park is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's roll
that- yeah.
let's roll a survival. Let's roll survival.
All right, cool.
I really have no basic skills.
No, you're a high society thief rather
I'm
than a...
honest. I have all the basic skills and none of the fancy ones.
All right, we make a reasonable pair.
One success.
All right, so you remember some Legion abandoned landing zone. Not so far. There will be a bit of a trek through the jungle.
That's fine. I love that.
Yeah. And you remember to yourself how hot, humid, dirty the Kuan jungle is. But it's bolstered slightly by the fact that you're going to have to take Carvus through it.
Yeah, it's
It's not going to be
fun.
cloth of gold by the end of this walk.
It's probably Teflon coated on over the gold.
Carvus and his technical a sweat coat.
So yeah. Oh. So we land our ship in this old Legion abandoned.
Do we have any weapons, like a space catapult?
You have like guns on the ship, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Didn't occur to me we could shoot back.
yeah. We land. We gather our things. You reckon you're about 6 or 7k walk through the jungle. Hot, sweaty, dirty. But the journey down has given us time to gain back 5 health for those of us who were resting or needed it.
That's still not enough.
And I think, because what happens next is the Kuan connection. As we open the doors of the ship, Zelian checks that everybody's got their water and
We've all been to the toilet.
rations. Everybody's been to the bathroom. Everybody's got everything you need for the next couple of days, because it's going to be a long, sweaty walk back to the ship. That's where we'll end the first
Yeah.
part of Emissary in the wake of the martyr.
Woohoo!
What is it? Let me check the front of the book. Mercy of the Icons, Part 1. Emissary lost in the wake of the martyr.
There we go.
Whew. That was awesome, guys. You picked. We did it. We got to the
Yay!
first half
We
of
did
the
not
book.
snatch defeat from the jaws of
I
victory.
didn't murder anybody too horribly. It was great. It was awesome. We'll do XP and stuff because I would quite like to take a short break in order to A, prep a bit more, and B, do something else.
Have a life.
Maybe make some art and do some things and update the official, the real intro, not today's intro, which was just shenanigans for today. And then we'll come back and we will explore the jungles of Kua from the glorious 25th of May. How does that sound?
All right.
That sounds good for me.
That's good for me. Good.
I will wear. We should all wear. Well, whoever was crazy enough to buy one, because I have one, James has one. Martin, you're going to have to get yourself a Musakula shirt.
I don't think they do it in my size. I'll have a look though.
Already? Ah, never mind.
Or get yourself a custom printed like Pepsi's cooler one, just because you hate
Well,
it.
look
Yeah,
at
I have Carvis's literal cloak. I could wear
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect.
It's cool. But yeah, 25th of May we'll come back for the Kuan Connection, the second half of the Mercy of the Icons book. Yeah. I had my
We did
COVID
it.
jab today. I'm going to go and lie down now.
Oh, thank you for running.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
Thank you
it's
for
good.
playing Coriolis with me.
Thank you, chat, for 6s and saving our ass.
Yeah,
Saving
very
our-
much appreciate that.
Saving our
Like,
TPK.
I'm sure that, landing a ship that's on fire is probably well within my capabilities, but better not to find out.
Yeah, best not to find out. Yeah. Oh wow. Hi, Orkenspalter TV. Welcome to the Free League channel.
Welcome to the end.
We're just about to go home.
Oh, no.
Um,
So sorry. Oh my gosh, 119 people. That's
That is a lot of people
Yes.
who have come along to the end of our show for 2
Oh wow!
weeks. Yeah.
All right, let's carry on. Let's go.
I've not prepped all this book. I've read it, but I've not prepped it. Yes. But no, we are going. Thank you very much,
They're from
Orkenspalter.
Germany's.
Yes, I
Guten Tag, willkommen.
Willkommen. I played a bit of Forbidden Lands with Mahare. I'm trying to remember the Karu and Grey Cat, the dog. She is a goblin, and I have an angry wolf woman who wants to go into the bitter reach and die. That's her bag, but unfortunately that's not allowed. I have to survive. But yeah, we finished today's session of Coriolis. I'm going to lie down somewhere soft after my COVID jab, and everybody else is glad that their ship didn't get shut down over the jungles of Kua.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful Star Wars day. I'm going to play the outro, and we'll be back on the 25th of May.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.